Huh, weird. Alright, let's do it. See how fast we can run through this. Sorry, heroes.
The kingdom had lived in prosperity and safety, so it had been many long years since the king had last called upon his band of epic heroes. But now the roads were growing restless again. Strange creatures roamed the lands, and stories of wild monsters spread like wildfire. The king sent out a call for his trusted heroes once more. A quest was about to begin.
I'm not gonna lie, like, there are parts of this where it is that you really kind of have to, get used to the control for the game. That's for sure. Well, the control seems to be... Oh, I see. The controls take a fair bit of getting used to, that's for sure. But once you do get used to it, it's pretty good. It's basically a lane-based combat game, so you also it's a lot of like pausing, and so like you're kind of planning out what's going on here. I'm using the right stick to select my path when it is that I'm done with each combat. Now it's teaching you about the stunning mechanics in the game. You just always want to use up the stamina on your enemies. This is basically where we're going with that. You always want to hit them. It has to be exact though on their stamina. If you overdo it, it's going to knock them back, but it'll still do very little damage. So here I am getting my first slot ability, and now it's going to teach me how to use that. So you can use those from pause. So we're going to use that here so we can stun this guy. I don't even remember these enemies. They aren't anywhere in the game, or at least not on the Nintendo Switch version of this. And we're going to meet our buddies. I don't think you ever get to see those guys again, unfortunately. It's just all undead.
The young rogue decided to rest at the crossroads, hoping the heroes might pass her by. In the meantime, other travelers were on their way towards the crossroads as well.
And now it's going to teach you about lane switching. This is probably like the core concept of the game, really, the lane switching. So I think we want to leave them where they are, yeah. So you can see I'm landing blows with the first guy to stun them, and then you get full damage when it is that their stamina's run out. So I don't even know what this guy's stamina is. That's a problem with the game for sure. So now I'm just going to end up hitting him with this guy over and over because I didn't. I guess I could have swapped it here. But oh, there we go, we'll swap. Also, every time it is that you hit them when their stamina is perfectly spent, then it knocks their stamina down by 1, their maximum stamina, so kind of a big deal. Luckily, your characters can't ever lose stamina, so...
The young rogue was quite happy to join the band of heroes, so they set off to meet the king.
A major portion of this seems to also be kind of that you're just going to be matching up numbers, and so the rogue is 3, the mage is 2, the larger guy is 1. So those guys, the white and the black knight, you get those after you finish the game the first time. They basically replace your rogue. And as you play, like, you get other characters with other default abilities as well. It's pretty loud, that music. I kind of wish that the princesses had a little bit more to do, a little bit more characterization within the game. There's your ultimate bad guy. Now he doesn't also, like, it's still kind of hard to understand exactly what that bad guy's thing is. Like, I don't really understand what how he fits in, or how the other stuff kind of fits together. It's just kind of like he's there, and then all of a sudden, yeah.
Well, help comes in many forms. The heroes found themselves summoned by the gatekeeper, who wished to warn and help them. A great ghoul had appeared and summoned monsters into the kingdom. He had stolen the souls of living creatures and desecrated them to create his army of evil. The quest would take the band of heroes through every imaginable region. The gatekeeper asked them to retrieve any souls they might find. For this purpose, they received magical gifts, soul orbs. The audience ended, and the heroes returned to the land of the living.
Oh, here comes Baby Braidens. And now they're explaining, just in case you missed it, one more time, make sure it is you knock them all the way down, and then, after they're stunned, then kill them. I really had to actually have that explained when I was at PAX South last year when I saw this for the first time. It's basically puzzle. That's really what this is. So this is, to me, like what it's really putting it together. We have to plan everything out, right? So we look at the map down here in the bottom right. Before I do anything else is usually how I do this. And so we've got a battle here, or empty down there. And so it's, how can I hit every single node on here before I get to the boss? So I guess we could do, we don't really need to go here. So we could go here, we could go up here, over there, then here, this way, and then, so we would have a choice of here or here, and then come in this way to defeat the boss, or go down this way and defeat the boss. Let's see if I can do that better. So this way, maybe go do this, and then this way, and then, yeah, so that's probably what we want to do, and that way we only miss this one last node. So I think that's the way we're going to go. So we'll go up here, there. Now, if you backtrack at all, you have to use these candles, and if you backtrack and you don't have any candles, then you automatically lose, so just be aware of that as well. One other thing we should look at over here is probably like your spells. So this debuff makes it as if they don't have any stamina, so you can hit them for full damage. So you can basically hit them with this ice block and then hit them with your big guy. This one burns out their stamina, so it just automatically removes between 10 and 16 stamina, which empties out most things, and it's really good for bosses. Let's see, his weapon. So the damage is interesting to look at, but you want to look at his special ability on top of that weapon, which says his spell casting increased damage of next melee combo. So every time he casts a spell, his next melee combo is 30% stronger. And let's see, this is just 30% spell damage flat, and then hers is faster spell recharge. So we pretty much want to put damage spell abilities on this guy. This one we want to put probably quicker abilities, and then also we kind of want to line them up with some slots. So most of the X slots are just basic slots. Then we come over here and we've got buffing the whole party, which can be super powerful depending on what we get there. Here's a projectile, it does double projectiles. Area effects are a little bit larger. Burn duration of burn spells is longer. More projectiles, and then buffs are reapplied after use, so double buffing. So just keeping that in mind when we pick up some spells later on when we're trying to make choices. Baby Braidens. I see my baby Braden's down there. Okay, so as soon as you're jump in there, it's basically just pause right away. So when we look at this screen, we've got this guy over here that he has no stamina, so we just want to do damage to him. So we're just gonna, I think I'm just gonna line it up with this, and then we got that. Okay, so, and then we've got everybody where we want them to be, so they can start knocking stamina down. So there's that, and we're gonna use this guy to finish off his stamina. Flip back to that guy. Get that stamina knocked down. And we got that guy. Now also, the big guy is faster than the mage. The mage is the regular medium speed, and then your rogue is the slowest to recharge. So keep that in mind too when you're lining things up. So we're just going to leave everybody in their lanes there. That was actually a mistake, because I kind of don't really want... I would have rather have had him at the bottom, so I'm going to wait till I can flip things around. Also, if you put someone behind, like if I put him here, he's going to run through those guys and do a little bit of damage, but if they're burning or if they're poisoned or anything like that, then he'll take additional damage. So okay, so I'm going to do this to flip through that guy and give him some extra damage there. There we go. Just leave everybody where they are. Uh-oh. I also look at like who's coming up next and stuff too. I haven't even really been using my spells. He's standing up over there. We'll do this just... pretty much just leave everybody where they are. So now I can do this round robin thing at the very top of the screen, where it is I just keep running through the guy in the bottom as I do damage. And eventually, if I run through him enough, a lot of times he's gonna die. Now, if they get all the way over to your guys, they will hit them, so we don't want that to happen. Actually, I kind of want this guy here. But if they're stunned and they hit your guys, then it's basically no damage. I think we're about to kill this guy anyways. Yeah, so we'll kill this guy without even worrying about it. There we go, that was good. It's pretty solid. The freezing spell is probably one of the worst spells, honestly. So you can see there that I hit him for 2 and he just got his stamina back, didn't lose any stamina. So that's what you really don't want to do. If you can kill all the enemies before the end of the time, you get additional money, which is always good, right? So we can buy things. So let's... Okay, so we don't have any idea what things are until you discover them the first time, so it's just kind of luck of the draw, and then whoever runs up to buy it is the one that's going to pick it up. So I'm trying. This looks like a cloak, so I'm gonna guess it's a mage item, and we'll find out. Let's see what it is. Increased critical hit chance. It's not really a mage item, so it's a lot of guesswork and replayability. I might remember some of the things because I played it enough on the Nintendo Switch that I might remember some of this stuff. So we really want this guy in the middle so we can get him stunned. So you can see I'm using that tactic again where we're going to run through this guy on the bottom. Actually, we want that guy there. Yeah, actually, we want to leave everyone where they are now. So what we can do is we could de-stam this guy. Bam. Now he's burning, so we kind of want that burning to run out before we try to hit him with our guy. What are you saying, Elliot? What about the Xbox? Well, Daddy's in the middle of streaming this right now. Yeah, we'll see. What do you want to play? Okay, so we got a lot of guys in the middle, so it's to our advantage to run through a ton of guys at the same time. You did do that, and I appreciate that about you. So here I'm gonna light this guy up for 6 attacks, try to kill him. What'd you find? Oh yeah? Go and freeze this guy. Smack him with that guy. So we can get this guy on the top. Well, it has a little bit better graphical fidelity, Elliot, on the computer. Well, the colors are a little bit better, yeah. We have better pixels on here than we do on a television. So that's one of the other annoying things is I can't see things coming until they're on the screen. So it would have been nice to have been able to prep for that guy, but there was no way to know.
And also this game is on Nintendo Switch.
Yeah. Nothing over here, so we'll just go over here. We're just following the path. We already decided what our path is going to be, and that can change as you play, but we already kind of got a good feel for that. The stamina camp could give me stamina back, but right now I'm at full stamina. I haven't been hit yet, so I don't need to worry about that. There's an empty one over there, so I'm not too worried about that. Also, question marks are usually either places where you can buy things, or places like the stamina camp where you get health and stamina back, or chance nodes where it is they've got a guy that on a game of chance you can get something. Okay, that's good. Perfect. Let's go with that. That's pretty good. So the problem with this now is I can move this guy here, and he can run through those guys. I guess that's not too bad. Or I could leave this guy here and then get that guy stunned. That's the issue with this right now, but I think I'll just go ahead and do it this way. And then put him there. Actually, we're gonna do this. So this guy's ready to go. could have. But we can also do this. We can't. So here's something that's kind of a nuance. If I move this guy up here, I can run through all these guys. But if I do that, then there's a pretty good chance that that guy that I just stunned is going to come back, because they have a certain amount of time before it is that they can come back. So we're just going to wait right here. Most of this stuff doesn't seem like a lot, but when you start playing the higher levels of this game, that's when things really kind of start. Yeah, they get pretty hard. That's when things really pick up. And so getting your fundamentals down at some of these easier levels is kind of a big deal. Right. Well, I finished the game, but now I'm just grinding stuff, so we're just kind of see how fast we can kind of move through it. I am doing a fair bit of explaining here too. I actually want to get some of these. So you have to be careful. Sometimes it's going to be very tempting to like knock stamina down for like a ton of things all at the same time, but if you empty everyone's stamina out, then that's also going to hose you, because then they're just going to come back. So you got to make sure that you're following up with attacks to finish people. Oh, like that was kind of bad. Yeah, that's not that good. I'm gonna leave this guy here. Yeah, we're just gonna do it that way, because I need to follow up to finish off that guy's stamina. Okay, now I can do that. That guy there. It does pauses in slow motion on Nintendo Switch too. So if you want it to go faster, there's a button for that too. But I don't know why you would, because this game is basically built off of running these puzzles. Well, it's mostly a matching type of a game, but yeah, we definitely don't want that. We want to actually finish. Yeah. Leave that guy where he is. There's like, I want to say there's like a good 14 or 15 different stages for the game. Yeah. It's just it randomizes them, so you only do like, on a full run, you only do 10. Now when you first start the game, not everything's open, so you're only going to do, like we're only going to do 2 on this first start. And we kind of have to build into doing a full run. There we go, that's done. Additionally, when they're collecting all these souls from different things down here, you can activate your abilities again if you collect 20 souls. So that can get you out of trouble when you start having a lot of spells that you need to collect. So let's go. Why is it that? There we go. So we got a locksmith down here. So if we pick up a... You gotta be careful how many keys you buy. Okay, so at the very bottom, we've got a lot of money, so we're just gonna buy a one of these keys. If you buy this, you don't have to buy keys for the rest of your run. So we'll buy one of these, a master key, and we won't have to worry about keys the rest of the time. We have to go this way, so that way we can kind of curve back around. Yeah, you get all the keys. You don't run, like it sets it at 99, and you don't ever run down on your keys. The key is you use at these chest nodes to buy chests. There, so. Now this chest is open, it doesn't actually require a key. And it's a watch. So I think that's going to be a mage. No, actually that's going to be a item for this guy that we're going to want to do. Faster melee recharge, increased melee damage. That's pretty good. A lot of times what I like to do with my rogue, because he has 3 attacks, or she has 3 attacks. No, it's a she. Spell gamblers I hardly do. I don't like playing the spell gamblers just because most of the time I lose. And then they just eat up your money. So not even gonna mess with that spell gambler.
It's like in Breath of the Wild. Because there's like
We actually have no new spells yet either though, so that doesn't help.
they have like a key where you get the cards into a gambler. You have 3 chests. You have to figure out which one has the most rupees. Really, I'm good at that.
We're gonna freeze this guy, I think. And then if I run through him, it should freeze him. So that should freeze him. Yep. Now if I run through him again, it'll freeze him. So I really want to actually just hit him at this point. I don't want to actually come from behind this guy, because I want him to stay frozen at this point in the game. So that I can just hit him, knock him back. Okay, well now I need to... let's see, I can burn him. I don't know that I want to do that though. It seems kind of wasteful. But we'll do it. We'll wait. Now we want to wait. There we go. Bam.
Why would you burn him? That would kind of like waste.
Yeah, so the burning also will hit multiple things if they're right next to each other as well.
Yeah,
Something to keep in mind.
it just spreads around fire. Just like in poison. It spreads.
So I'm just doing this to reset the lanes here, and then I'll get them stunned and we'll get the real work done.
So if you have a tendency to get this game under
Yeah.
or if you want to get us.
New enemy killed. Christine has really good stuff, Elliot. There we go. Alright, chest. And it tells you. So we got a locked chest here. We got all those keys, so we can just open this. Get an item, we won't know what it does. That's a spell of some sort.
Wait, what? Yes.
So it doesn't really matter which guy I put it on. I'm going to throw it on my mage, because it might be damaged. No, it's actually... Oh, that's an item. I forgot. Regenerates 3 health every 3 seconds. That really only matters when you have these spells later on that take health instead of using your magic. That's the only time that that really is going to matter.
Now you have
So, there's a reviewer that reviewed this game that didn't know what he was doing, and he could not beat this boss. And so it's just the same as every other thing in the game, where it is that you need to make sure that you have exactly 0 stamina, because if you kill him over that, if he has like 2 left and you do 3 attacks, then it just resets him and you'll never beat him. So you just basically, it's all numbers, right? So we just lock him up here. There, he's stunned, and we'll just get this guy ready, right? They made it even easier because they gave you this ability on your dude, where it is that it reduces his stamina to 10. It does swap lanes with him, but that doesn't matter too much. Those guys only have 1 hit point, so as long as I run through them like this, then it'll kill him. So and that's fine. So now he's stunned in that lane.
Oh wait, he's making a copy of him.
Yeah, we're good with that though. If we need to, we can hit them with like something else.
It looks like it's like.
Okay, he's in that lane.
Looks like this is. The sense he's just making copies of him.
So we have to do that, unfortunately, and we're gonna do this. And what's 2 times 2? 4. So we'll go ahead and use this to double our attacks, except he just swapped lanes, annoyingly. So now we're just gonna try to knock things out of lane. At this point, we may actually have to waste that. We can also burn them as well. Actually, we'll do that. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to swap lanes like that, and we'll burn him back there.
Teleport too.
Yeah, you can teleport too. I'm trying not to waste my ability here.
I think you should swap.
There we go. Bam. Now it's down to 3. That's a lot easier to deal with. We got everything else knocked away. That's actually really good for us. Just keep knocking that stamina down. So he's gonna teleport to a different lane. So it's pretty much just guess which lane. There we go. We guessed well. If we had spells, we could just knock these guys out. That would make things a little bit easier for us. We could just get rid of the guys we need to that are in the way. Keep getting in the way on these. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and try to finish right now. I just took his stamina away, so I'm going to go ahead and try to light him up with 6 attacks here. Yeah, that was close. It's a decent amount of damage at least. You can also do that with your main guy because he does 2 attacks at the same time. So this guy's ready first. No, I guess not. It's got a tally somewhere? Oh, I see that. Yeah. I'm kind of trying to hold on to my rogue attacks right now. There we go, perfect. Yeah, even though he wasn't in lane, I got him. Because he was in lane when I happened to start hitting him. Yeah. There we go. And because you killed the boss, most of the boss minions die as soon as they die, so that's how you can get some additional money. So you can see there's only two stages on this one, and it's between every time it's a new stage you have 2 choices. Yeah, so again we'll just plan this out to start out with. Come in here and we'll look. So we want to hit again as many nodes as we can before we have to hit here. With this one, we have to use a candle to get to it. We've got 2 candles, so we could do something where we go down, come this way, go over here, go up here, and then come this way, and then we can come down here. And it really depends on if we really want to try to go for that. I think we just ignore it. So we'll come down this way, go over this way, come up here, and then we'll go to the boss. And I think that's our best path. So let's see, what did I just say? We're doing this. Yeah, so I gotta go down. Right? Right. Yeah, let's do that. So. Okay, so the guy showing up right now is this golden demon guy, and you can put a lot of attacks on him to get lots of money. We've got a ridiculous amount of money right now anyways, but I'll go ahead and just do it anyways. Might as well. Just get all that free money, right? So we just put lots of attacks on him. Now I'm going to leave my quick attack guy up first, so that way he can hit him. We can go ahead and hit him with that as well. Get some money off of that. It's easy money. Notice my guy is burning now. Doesn't really do very much to like reduce this guy's stamina. It's just some money, and then eventually he does the. All right, we gotta get Baby Braden's out of here. All right, Baby Braden. Elliot, you need to leave. Okay, say bye byes. Okay. Elliot, bye bye. Okay. Might as well take this time to clear out the chat as well. There's too much stuff going on here. Get that stun off on that guy. Plenty of money. I mean, 628 gold is a lot, but I've been playing this game so much that on my first run through, it's kind of not surprising. Okay, so this guy's immune at the bottom, so there's not even a reason to hit him at this point. So we're just gonna sit and wait. So now we're just gonna sit and wait. Wait for that the shield to come down. Yeah, he's immune to all damage, so you can't take stamina from him, and you can't take his hit points from him either. So now we're in that situation again like we talked about, where you gotta be careful about stamina, because the guy on top needs to get hit right now. So we're gonna hit him, so we can take his stamina away. Luckily we actually did enough damage so we just killed him outright anyways. So the top guy needs to get his stamina reduced. So that's why we doubled our damage on our big guy at the top. We hit two guys if we put them here, so I'm going to put them there. Ended up killing one of them, which is always good. When you're reducing stamina right now at the beginning of the game, it's probably best to just use your mage for that, because you're not going to do that much damage anyways. So he's always a good choice, because you're not going to do that much damage. That was a mistake, kind of. It's not too bad, though. We're just going to leave him where he is. Put that guy there. Yeah, I really kind of want that guy there. Oh, maybe not. That was a mistake. I think it's interesting because I think they figured out that players were going to get really good at this game, and so then they put in things later on where it's like you purposely make mistakes because things pop up in the middle of your attack while your guy's charging forward. I mean, people are looking for a heavy plot line in this game. You're not really going to find it, but you're going to find a lot of depth to the combat and like what you're doing. And the choices you kind of have to plan out. That's why it was interesting when I saw that somebody had reviewed this, that they had no idea. It was obvious they had no idea what they were doing. We already have 99 keys, so there's no reason to buy anything here. So we'll just kind of push through it by just toggling another node. Okay, so let's see what we've got here. 66 gold. So it looks like a potion. I put a lot of items on my mage, but I'm gonna keep putting items on my mage. Spell recharge. Okay, I guess we haven't even got like any new spells yet, so kind of it's like whatever, I guess. At the beginning of the game, you're gonna want to buy every spell because that way you'll discover what it is and what it does. I think we just leave them. Yeah, we'll leave my rogue at the bottom. Yeah, that's good. So here's where it is that probably be one of the best times to freeze something. I could freeze this guy on the return. See that? And that way he's now frozen for the next attack. And I could just kill him outright like that. That's something that's like a real nuance that I don't think that is just going to be clear to people when you just pick up the game and try to play it. So went ahead and hit that guy, even though it, again, reset his stamina. It doesn't really help me. But kind of wanted to move some guys around, so sometimes you gotta make those choices. You're not always gonna have everything perfectly lined up in every lane. First stages when you're playing this game, they really make it easy. Like, not too many things have more than 3 stamina. Like, the math is super easy. You don't have to worry too much. Like, even that one, we managed to get a little bit of damage in, even though he had stamina left. And that was enough to kill him. I already have my stuff mapped out, so I kind of know where I'm going anyways. Let's see what's in this chest. We get one chest. So this time I'm going to give it to either my rogue or my big guy. I'm going to give it to my rogue. Let's see what it is. Or actually, we have to look to see what it is. It's a mask. It's like an executioner's mask, so could go good on either one of them, I think. Faster melee and increased critical hit. Okay, and that's good for our slowest one, so we get the best bang for our buck by increasing the recharge time on our slowest guy. So that's actually pretty good for him. Here we go, spell vendor. So we can buy a spell. Now later on we get items that can affect the different items that come off of these spell vendors. So we are not sure exactly what this one is. If I remember right, I think this is everybody gets their turn back. Kind of doesn't matter who I put it on. This is not really a damaging ability, so it does. I guess it does matter a little bit. So if we look at what we've got, your initial items, he's got faster spell recharge. I already know because I played the game before that this is not an item that does damage, so it doesn't really help him. And I guess it would be alright on him because this just increases his next attack. So I could put it on either one of these guys and it would be fine. So I'm just going to go and put it on my rogue. Yeah, and I believe it is... Yeah, fully recharge all your melee cooldowns of your group and recharges all spell cooldowns by 5 seconds. So we kind of want to use that pretty quickly. It's going to bring our spells back fast, so that's always good, right? Okay, we have Spell Gambler, and you know my feelings on Spell Gambler, but honestly, we've got this battle coming up. This is going to be the end of the game, so I guess I'll go ahead and do some gambling here. We'll try this guy and see if we can find it on him. So maybe get some new spells, at least discover some new spells, right? I'm just going to keep doing it with this guy. I don't think, unfortunately, that it allows you to do very much. Now, you can see how much money I spent on that, doing that. Buff whole group, increase damage of next melee combo by 100%. So basically double your damage output for everybody. I guess that's pretty cool. I haven't seen that spell yet. There's so many spells in this game. That's one of their selling points, is that there are just so many spells to the game. And it's a pretty good one because I don't think I've seen all the spells. So this is the first time we've seen someone with more than 3 stamina at the top there. So the math on that one is maybe a little bit difficult when you first start out with, but most of the time I just try to hit with the big guy and the rogue, and that works out pretty well. You could also double the attacks on your mage, and that would do it as well. So we do that. Let's go ahead and put this guy here. And we're going to double that guy's attacks. So wait, we can empty that guy out. That guy there. Do a lot of attacking. Like, I don't even really hardly use my spells. I guess I could do this one. Yeah, I'll do that one now. Yeah, because now I should be able to finish that guy. Can't freeze the guy in the back. I could stun him. Actually, let's stun him because I think it'll burn the other guy to death. Yeah, that was pretty good. So he's not burning anymore, so we can hit him. Later on, it's going to be really important to have immunity to burning damage and poison damage, because that just kind of sits on the enemies for a while. I think the artwork in the game is pretty enjoyable as well. Another thing that was a complaint during when I read about the reviews that people had on it. I mean, I like to read reviews these days, not because I actually use them. I just kind of like to see what the critics say. But they said that they didn't like the fact that there were so many. It's just skeleton after skeleton with different artwork and stuff, but to me it's different enough, and I'm okay with it. Like, it is pretty much all skeletons and then a couple other things thrown in. But, I mean, that's pretty much what Plants vs. Zombies is, so... I mean, you really can't say it's gonna be that bad, right? Actually, let's do this guy. Okay, so we're kind of running into some stuff here. I'm gonna try to burn some of these guys to death. Sometimes it can be hard to see exactly what you're aiming at, so just kind of pay attention to that when you're doing stuff. We're getting pretty close to my dudes, so that's not good. I don't pay too much attention to their actual damage. I just kind of know generally what their damage is. I think the highest crit I've had is something like 16, 17, something like that. As far as like 1600 or 1700, something like that when I stacked a whole bunch of damage on somebody. There's a locked chest. So let's go and see what's inside, and then I'll decide who I put it on, if it's an item. So I'm just going to spread it out by putting it on this guy. I'm trying to remember what this is. Guess we'll find out. Spell recharge and critical hit chance. Okay, well, I guess that's not too bad. The critical hit chance is nice. The spell recharge is, I guess it's alright. So... we should be able to actually beat the boss with what we have. This is just the first world boss, not a problem. Okay, we're almost at the end here. This is actually not that useful because we can't get any items between this and the boss, so just finishing this is fine. We'll go ahead and double this guy's attacks. Yeah. Really kind of want to save our rogue here because there's nobody that really matches up with her attacks, so doesn't really help too much. Let's go ahead and burn these guys in the middle. We'll get some pretty good bang for our buck that way. It's pretty good. Hey, what's going on, Admonished? Just hanging out, playing some Has-Been Heroes here. Kind of running things through. I like to think that it's basically a puzzle game with some RPG kind of elements in it. It's mostly puzzle. Like, we're trying to knock down the stamina on things so that way we can get that killing blow in, or basically more damage in. Down in the middle we've got a lot of guys marching toward us, so we just keep running guys past them down the line and then throwing people into their lane to get a good bang for our buck as they just run through them. So we need to move the middle guy or the top guy to the bottom. And we'll leave him there for a little while here. So we need to swap positions again. Make everybody go real fast. Let's go ahead and do that. Finish that guy. Feels like there's really not a lot of great chances to use this ability right now. Maybe now is a good time. That wasn't that great because there's a chance that guy didn't land there. I kind of took a chance on that one. It's a pretty good chance that I would have hit his shield, which means that would have been a wasted attack. I don't seem to remember them having shields this early in the game. I'm just going to burn these guys. And wait a couple seconds. And there we go. Hit it just in time, right as the fire started going out. That's when they're not burning anymore, so I won't burn my own guys. They won't take any HP damage. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna freeze this guy, I guess. There we go. That works. That wasn't a good choice. I needed to actually move my other guy. So there's another example of I actually hit him for 3 and he only has 2 stamina and he just gets his stamina back and I do minimal damage, if any, to him. You gotta hit him for exactly the number of stamina they have. And the rogue has 3 attacks, the mage has 2 attacks, and the warrior has 1 big attack. So you really want to make sure that you're matching up the number of attacks versus those green boxes. Okay, we'll take this first boss down. I'm going to take a bathroom break, and then we'll go run through our second playthrough where we'll have to do 3 stages. Yeah. So this is your first playthrough. It's just the 2 worlds. So for the most part, these some of them, I don't know. It's hard to lose at these. It seems like if you usually get to these, you're doing pretty good. So with those, we're just destroy those things as much as possible. We'll go ahead and bring everybody's attacks back. Stun that guy. And we have to wait. There we go, that's pretty good. Pretty good hit there. So sometimes, once in a while, you lose your pause doesn't go properly, which can get pretty frustrating. I'm just gonna kind of freeze these guys in place there until this I can deal with some of this other stuff. It's supposed to pause every time it is you do an attack because that's usually when you want to make a decision anyways. Take down that fountain. Freeze this guy. Kind of just waiting for attacks here. There we go. I think everyone's fine in the lanes that they're in. So the same rules apply to the other stuff that apply to the other stuff apply to these, where you can hit them and then we can run through stuff and get some extra damage on them. I'm gonna go ahead and freeze these guys for a little bit, get some damage out there. Do 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 do. Yeah, it's all about sometimes just getting the value of things. There we go, that's pretty good. That guy, actually we want this guy up here. I will say that sometimes playing this game, you can kind of get a little bit dizzy playing it. Because you just get tired of doing some of the similar actions over and over again. Switch is great just because you can stop at any time and come back to it later. this guy's stamina out. There's one of these that's really actually pretty bad. I'm trying to remember which one. Most of them, as you can see, I just pretty much just manage the battle. Just like everything else you do in this game. I'm not really... When I play this battle, it doesn't really make me afraid or worry. It's just kind of just handle the lanes. He's got some epic music, I guess. There we go. Easy stuff, right? There we go. And we ended with 438 gold. It'd be nice if like that was useful for something at the very end here.
The rogue approached the crystal.
Because this is the first time we finished, we're gonna get a character here that we can swap to. There's a replacement for our mage. Some new abilities. The other thing is it doesn't tell you the abilities on your characters on the select screen. You kind of have to put them in battle and then see if you like them. And then if you don't like it, then stop playing the battle and then select a different one and start a whole new battle.
Smiling knowingly. A curse was lifted and the soul was free. The heroes watched as the gates swung open, revealing a long-lost friend.
Yeah, I really like the bard. I thought it was a different thing. So now there's all the different things that we discovered that are going to get added. Tons of stuff, right? So we're just going to, yeah, push through all this because it's just a ton of stuff. Now you do unlock things when you just play the game and you die if you lose. Also, you lose whenever one of your party members dies, not all three of them. So that's just something else to keep in mind. Here we go. We have to defeat 6 different modes to get all the full unlocks here. And there's our new character right here. Oh, they did add it. Okay, well, see on the game, on the Switch version, it doesn't tell you their special default abilities. So that's pretty cool. That's good. That tells you that here. It didn't used to say that. Let's see. So like this guy's 1 to 9 damage, 30% spell damage, whereas this guy increases everybody's health regen, which is pretty cool. And it does water, and he gets a water damage ability right away, and the target's soaked, which slows him down a little bit. So a little bit better overall. So, all right. Well, I will be